Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you. We love you. All the way to the White House.
Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that it was not going to touch the documented people.
Do I regret voting for Donald Trump? 100,000 times yes. The mass deportation that is happening, I mean, the unconstitutional rights that are happening, all of the AI bills that are being signed right now. I mean, I can go on and on. The banning of different countries from coming into America, that was my last straw. And I think a lot of people who voted for Donald Trump also say the same thing.
I have to say, I'm not gonna lie. It absolutely baffles me that you voted for someone and you never looked at his first term. If you did look into his first term before voting for him, you would see that all the things that you were complaining about, he enacted in his first term. You would also see that he ran on the exact things that you're complaining about.
I hope y'all don't get mad at me for this, but I regret my vote. And I know what you're going to say. Well, you didn't regret it when he was making fun of the disabled community. You didn't regret it when he was threatening the people of color and the black community. You didn't regret it when he was increasing hate crimes against the LGBTQI community. Or you didn't regret it when he was changing the narrative of who literally started a war. Or you're going to say I didn't regret it when he increased hate crimes in both of his terms. Or his ignorance during COVID that cost us thousands and thousands of lives. Or I didn't regret it when he bends over for Israel and Russia. Or I should have said something when there's literally a recording of him bragging about essaying women. Or I could have caught a clue maybe during the felonies, or the way he speaks about his daughter, or maybe just the way he talks about people in general. Like the way he talks about Democrats, that should have gave me a clue how he was going to treat people in general that did not bend over for him. But alas, I must admit, it wasn't until it finally hit that it could be my children that go to war that I decided I regretted my vote. That's how dumb some of y'all sound, just saying.
I always tell people the day the Latino, African-American, Asian, and other communities realize that they share the same oppressor is the day we start winning. But the problem is our communities are divided. For Asian Americans and for African Americans, we probably have one of the worst relationships between any community.
Well, I bet you a lot of Asian Americans too in my experience, don't even realize that if it wasn't for the civil rights movement, there would not be 22 million Asian Americans in this country.
Thank you. What I have been trying to teach the Asian community is like, friends, do you understand that your success, your prosperity, your civil rights that you enjoy right now was paid for with black blood?
To the Latinos that voted for him, you will never, and I repeat, never be white. You will never be accepted as one of them, and you certainly are not exempt from the racism that is this racist-ass regime. When that lady put in her post, alligators' lives matter, and she mentioned a number, that number being 65 million. Do you know how many Latinos are in the United States? Approximately 65 million, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. Approximately.
Good people. They were told that they were different. They were told that they are some of the good immigrants. They were told that if they support Trump, they will be protected. The immigration crackdown is about someone else. And then boom, reality hit hard. Some Latino for Trump supporters began asking some very uncomfortable question. Why us? Why not them? You know? So today, I want us to talk about a political reality that many people saw coming.
Do I regret voting for Donald Trump? 100,000 times yes. The mass deportation that is happening, I mean, the unconstitutional rights that are happening, all of the AI bills that are being signed right now. I mean, I can go on and on. The banning of different countries from coming into America, that was my last straw. And I think a lot of people who voted for Donald Trump also say the same thing.
I have to say, I'm not gonna lie. It absolutely baffles me that you voted for someone and you never looked at his first term. If you did look into his first term before voting for him, you would see that all the things that you were complaining about, he enacted in his first term. You would also see that he ran on the exact things that you're complaining about.
I hope y'all don't get mad at me for this, but I regret my vote. And I know what you're going to say. Well, you didn't regret it when he was making fun of the disabled community. You didn't regret it when he was threatening the people of color and the black community. You didn't regret it when he was increasing hate crimes against the LGBTQI community. Or you didn't regret it when he was changing the narrative of who literally started a war. Or you're going to say I didn't regret it when he increased hate crimes in both of his terms. Or his ignorance during COVID that cost us thousands and thousands of lives. Or I didn't regret it when he bends over for Israel and Russia. Or I should have said something when there's literally a recording of him bragging about essaying women. Or I could have caught a clue maybe during the felonies, or the way he speaks about his daughter, or maybe just the way he talks about people in general. Like the way he talks about Democrats, that should have gave me a clue how he was going to treat people in general that did not bend over for him. But alas, I must admit, it wasn't until it finally hit that it could be my children that go to war that I decided I regretted my vote. That's how dumb some of y'all sound, just saying.
I always tell people the day the Latino, African American, Asian, and other communities realize that they share the same oppressor is the day we start winning. But the problem is our communities are divided. For Asian Americans and for African Americans, we probably have one of the worst relationships between any community.
Well, I bet you a lot of Asian Americans too don't, in my experience, don't even realize that if it wasn't for the civil rights movement, there would not be 22 million Asian Americans in this country.
Thank you. What I have been trying to teach the Asian community is like, friends, do you understand that your success, your prosperity, your civil rights that you enjoy right now was paid for with black blood?
To the Latinos that voted for him, you will never, and I repeat, never be white. You will never be accepted as one of them, and you certainly are not exempt from the racism that is this racist-ass regime. When that lady put in her post, alligators' lives matter, and she mentioned a number, that number being 65 million. Do you know how many Latinos are in the United States? Approximately 65 million, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. Approximately 60 plus million people. So guess what? They weren't just talking about the illegal immigrants, because data actually says that there are 10 to about 12 illegal, undocumented folks in the United States. They're talking about you. They're talking about people like us.
Hey guys, welcome back again to the YouTube channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking. When you saw this video, so a lot of Latinos are now waking up to everything that Black Americans warned them about. They are now realizing that they made a huge mistake voting against their own interests, the mass deportation, the everything that been happening.
You know, it's pretty crazy how quickly it's backfiring for Latinos who voted for Trump. This man believes that as long as you're family oriented, you shouldn't get deported. As long as you're doing them hardworking jobs, you shouldn't get deported. I don't think it was understood that Trump and his crew don't give a fuck. If you're illegal, you're gone. It was already made clear by Trump's ICE director when he was asked about kids being separated from, during deportation. He said families can be deported together. Just because you're here doesn't mean your family member gets to stay. Oh, but you don't like it? Okay, all of y'all can go. That's what's happening.
If they let in hundreds of thousands of people who already have criminal records, if deporting them creates a mass deportation, I'm all for it.
But what if rounded up in all of that are people who work on a farm? If they're doing the jobs that Americans don't want to do, does that worry you?
That wouldn't be fair. Of course, they need to make sure that they don't throw away, they don't kick out, they don't deport people that are family oriented.
So this is clearly going to have a bigger effect than what they thought. But to the ones who are like, well, I don't like my aunt so-and-so, my Theo so-and-so.
Why do a lot of immigrants have a mindset of everybody except me? And yes, I'm referring to that Haitian business owner who's going to be losing a lot of business and have to shut down shops because of the termination of TPS for Haitian immigrants. You know that Miami has a large Haitian community. You know that a large number of those Haitians are dependent on TPS. Why would you vote for a candidate that is going to terminate that and harm your clientele? When Trump said Haitians, he did not say undocumented, those who came here illegal, or those who were committing any sort of crime. He made it specifically clear. He said Haitians. If you are from Haiti, you are part of that group. But see, a lot of immigrants have the everybody except me syndrome. A lot of y'all embrace that right-wing ideology and are collaborators and lapdogs for racist and U.S. imperialists. When Trump was referring to immigrants, he was talking about all y'all. Whether Venezuelan, Cuban, Haitian, Dominican, Nigerian, he's talking about all y'all. Whether documented, entrepreneur, doctor, lawyer, construction worker, plumber, electrician, it does not matter. It's going to affect you. And now you're going to be losing money and business because you chose to vote for a man that made it explicitly clear that he was going to do this and he's going to harm.
Latinos for Trump are in their find out stage after learning that people that look just like them are being targeted for no reason other than their skin color. Now they've taken to social media crying, regretting their decision.
This is so crazy that we voted for Trump. We trust him with the word that he promised us Latinos. This is crazy that starting next week, multiple cities will be hitting immigration. That is so crazy that multiple people are scared to go to work. Where I work at, a lot of Latinos did not go to work. And that's crazy because we have a living too. I hate that I voted for him. Now I'm so scared for my family and y'all family. Y'all, we need to come together and do something about.
But what do you think? Does she have a right to go?
Another drama. I'm sure many of you guys know who Annie is. She's a big content creator, and she just posted a video saying that I support ICE. Come on, guys. And she's referring to this video that I posted about a year and a half ago. And as you can tell, the video has 2.5 million views, hundreds of thousands of likes, etc. And the video is titled, How to Deal with Latinos for Trump. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but I detest Latinos for Trump. My entire page is dedicated to me clowning and making fun of Latinos for Trump. So what's the big deal with this video? So in this video, and yes, I'll be posting the video here at the end so you guys can watch it for yourself, I say that the best way to deal with Latinos for Trump is to fight fire with fire. Latinos for Trump love ICE, they love deportations until it happens to them. The best way to deal with Latinos for Trump is to inflict the same pain upon them that they inflict upon others. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not the type of person to take the moral high ground. I believe in fighting fire with fire, an eye for an eye. And Latinos for Trump need to pay. It's unfortunate, but it's what they voted for. Even people in Annie's comments are saying the same thing, that I'm not an ICE supporter. I just made a video saying, hey, let's fight fire with fire. Fuck Latinos for Trump. This is what they voted for. Also, Annie has had me blocked for over a year, so I had to view this from my secondary account. But yes, fuck Latinos for Trump. I stand by my video. It has millions of...
Tough immigration law just isn't working out. Most immigration workers left, so this farmer hired Americans. Problem is, he says, most show up late, work slower, and are ready to head home after lunch. Some even quit after just one day out in the field. And farmers say many Americans are not physically fit and simply don't work fast enough.
Many of our local farmers are dependent on immigrant labor to pick their crops every day. And that's the produce you and I are buying in the grocery store. But many of the men I spoke with agree that immigrants need to be legalized in some form or fashion. Several of the farmers I spoke with today off camera say the inconsistency of the immigration law is already hitting their business. They told me workers are simply moving to states who do not have immigration laws, and they say that could
Oh, you can't just blame Latino voters. Like, yes, the fuck I can, and I say that with my immigrant-ass passport, okay? Yes, you can blame the campaign. Yes, you can blame the party. But at the end of the day, there's this little thing called personal accountability. In 2016, I was a little bit more lenient because, okay, people just don't know. They don't understand the consequences. But we lived through that presidency. What I'm hearing now, even from immigrants, undocumented immigrants, because yes, if you have TPS, if you have DACA, you're still undocumented under federal law. Oh, it wasn't that bad under Trump. Oh, Trump's not gonna do anything. Oh, he didn't do anything last time. Oh, yes, he didn't. He tried. The only thing that stopped him was a full resistance movement that filed lawsuits for every single one of his executive orders. What really gets me is that a lot of people who have undocumented family or themselves are undocumented will ultimately need the help of other people who told y'all, don't let this man back in office. Relying on people like myself who have been doing immigration advocacy for years, it generally makes me not want to do this shit anymore. Like next year, a lot of us are going to be helping people that couldn't even help themselves by voting for their best interest. You know, where gas...
I don't want to hear your cries. I don't want to hear your complaining. I don't want to hear your coulda, shoulda, wouldas, because I don't feel no ways tired. I don't want to hear this is not what I voted for. This is exactly what you voted for. That man let you know time and time again that he don't fool up with black and brown people. And it's sad because you yearning so bad to have proximity to whiteness made you turn a blind eye to the disrespect, made you feel like you were bigger than the program, made you feel like all the insults that he spewed against your people didn't apply to you. So now y'all want to act shocked and appalled because he done called the National Guard, everybody and they mama, to scrape you and your family members off the floor of LA. Nope.
Said you're a Mexican American.
Yes.
What do you think about Trump's border policy?
I love it. I love it. I'm 100% for it.
Do you know anybody that can cross the border without applying for a green card?
Oh yes. Unfortunately, I have met family members that did. Cousins, nephews, nieces.
Because those people might be deported if Donald Trump wins.
That's okay. That's okay.
How long have they been here for?
Years, like 20, some like 30 years.
And so you think the members of your own family who've been here for 30 years should be deported?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, they can be deported, but they can also apply to come back again to the United States, but do it the right way.
How do you think they would feel about you saying that?
Oh, they would be very angry. They are angry at me right now. They don't talk to me because I support Trump.
We will begin the largest deportation operation in the history of our country.
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
That's okay.
A lot of Latinos in 2024 went to the polls wanting to change. We listened to Donald Trump say he was going to fix the immigration. He said he was going to secure the border. Well, now the border's secure, and we're not getting a solution here. So there's a lot of disenfranchised voters who are disappointed that they voted for this administration, and now we're not getting what we thought we voted for. So I'm getting that, not just my feeling, but a lot of my fellow conservative Hispanics are really concerned that this is going to hurt all up and down the ticket. Hispanic voters, like all Americans, want action. Work permits for immigrant workers, pathway to citizenship for dreamers. Ignoring this moment hurts communities, weakens the workforce, and risks the economies.
Trump just got their happy ending. This is Mario Guevara, a news reporter based out of the Atlanta area who is very pro-ICE and very pro-MAGA. And like most Latinos for Trump, he really thought he was white. He thought they would accept him. He thought he was part of their little group. But to Mario's surprise, he recently found out that he's not that white. Mario is currently in his native country of El Salvador, because he got deported. But it doesn't end there for Mario. He actually got the Latino for Trump special. Not only was he recently deported to El Salvador, but he was also held in an ICE detention center for 100 days. But not only that, he was also held in solitary confinement. He really thought he got the MAGA pass, but instead he got the Latino for Trump special. Now, after being deported to El Salvador, Mario released this statement. And what's insane to me is that he is still bootlicking. He still thinks he's white. He still thinks that MAGA loves him. He still thinks that he's part of their special little group. But regardless, I love happy endings like this. Karma is a beautiful thing, and karma does not discriminate. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Another Latino for Trump just got their happy ending. This is Mario Guevara, a news reporter based out of the Atlanta area who is—
The people who say that they regret voting for Trump are the same people who fail open book tests. Because the answers were right there in front of you. All you had to do was just Google and read. Everything that Trump has done thus far has been laid out in Project 2025, and that playbook or whatever was released months before election day. So you're regretting your vote because his policies are starting to impact you personally, which means you are a selfish person because you didn't care once about the people around you, you just cared about yourself. So yeah, apology not accepted. However, I do hope that you continue to educate yourself before the next election. It's never too late to start educating yourself at all. So let this be a lesson and, I don't know, try to do better.
Some Latino voters supported Donald Trump because they believed that his immigration policies would mainly target the undocumented immigrants, will target criminals, will target people they consider different from themselves. But immigration enforcement does not always ask who voted for whom, because a passport does not care about your political party, and an immigration officer does not necessarily know or care who you supported at the ballot box. This is where the phrase good immigrants now becomes dangerous, my people, because politics can convince people that there are two categories: the good immigrants and the bad immigrants. So the immigrants who speak English, the immigrants who owns businesses, the immigrants who votes Republicans, the immigrants who says that I came here legally, so I have nothing to worry about. But immigration status, citizenship, documentation, and even enforcement are complicated realities. And that is why political promises can now collide with real life. Now, my question now is, did some of these Latinos believe that the rules will apply to other immigrants but not to them? How did they even think about that? Did they think that the rules now will bend because they voted for Trump? Because, you know, supporting a politician does not automatically create an exemption from that politician's policies. And that's true regardless of whether we are talking about immigration, we are talking about healthcare, we are talking about taxes, or any other issues. There is also a bigger lesson here. Political movements often depend on people believing the government is coming for them, but not me. Until the circumstances change, until family member gets questioned, until a friend gets detained, until a policy affects their workplace, until the headline becomes personal, that is when politics stops being a television debate and now becomes a real life thing. This is not about saying that all the Latinos for Trump suddenly regret their decision. That is not simplistic. The real story is about what happens when political expectations now collide with government policies. Now, the biggest lesson here is never assume that a political label makes you permanently safe from the policies you help build in power. Never assume a political label makes you permanently safe from the policies you help build into power. And today you might believe that the policy is aimed at someone else. Then tomorrow you may now discover that reality is much more complicated. And that is when the question changes from who are they coming for to what happens when those policies reaches your own doorsteps. So guys, what do you think? Did some Latino Trump supporters misunderstand how immigration enforcement could affect their communities? Or did they know exactly what they were voting for and simply accept the consequences? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, my people. And of course, if you're watching me for the first time, subscribe, like the video, and share for more.